Hello friend, in today's video we will learn how we can design the smart home automation project by using the Arduino controller in Proteus software. So basically we will simulate this project. So before start this project explanation, I would like to tell you what will be the different parts we will cover in this video. So first we will see how we can design this project, like how can design this circuit diagram in Proteus software. Then later part we will see the importance of each and every line for this program which is used inside this project. Now in the next part we will see, in the later part we will see how we will run this project. So I would like to request you, please watch this complete video so that you will get idea about each and every small detail of this project. So before start this project, I would like to tell you the flow of this project. So you can see on the screen there are many sensors like MQ3 sensor, PI sensor, range sensor, temperature sensor, and buzzer and GSM model also. So first we will see what is the use of MQ3 sensor. So if the fire is detected inside the room, then automatically this MQ3 sensor detect the fire and it will send the message through the GSM model to respective user that fire is detected inside your home. Then after that we have the PIR sensor. So PIR sensor basically used to detect the presence of person in the room. If the person is detected by this PIR sensor, then this light will automatically turn on, and if the person is not detected in the room, then this light will automatically turn off. Also we have buzzer. So basically the role of buzzer is that when the when the MQ3 sensor detect the fire, then automatically the buzzer start ringing so that it will give the alert to neighborhood. Then after that we have the motor module and the temperature module. So basically temperature sensor used to detect the room temperature. So if the room temperature is above the 35 degrees Celsius, then this fan motor start rotating automatically, and if the temperature is below 35 degrees Celsius, then this fan motor stop rotating. After that we have the rain sensor module. So basically rain sensor module used to detect the rain. So if the rain is detected by the rain sensor module, then automatically window motor start rotating and try to close the window. So this is the basic flow behind this project. Now we will see the output of this project, that is how to run this project. So if you have this project in your side, then you have to click on this run button. So once you click on this run button, you can see this black window will open. This black window is nothing but the GSM module of our project. So first part we will see the gas sensor. So if I give the one signal to this gas sensor, that means the gas detector inside this room, and gas detected, that means buzzer should start ringing and the message should give to respective user mobile number. So I will give one signal to this gas sensor. So we can see as soon as I give one signal, the message given to the respective person on the mobile number, the fire detector inside this room, and buzzer start ringing. So if I give the zero signal to the gas sensor, that means gas is not detected, and it should stop sending the message. Also buzzer stop working. Now you can see once I give the zero signal, buzzer is not ringing, also message stop sending. Now next part we will see the PIR sensor. So if I give the one signal to the PIR sensor, that so light start glowing. So if I give the one signal to PIR sensor, so you can person detected message also print on the LCD and the light start blinking. So that means the light is glowing right now. So if I give the zero signal to the PIR sensor, that means light should be stop blinking. So you can see with the zero signal light is turn off. After that we have the rain module. So if I give the one signal to the rain module, this window motor should start rotating for some time, then stop. So let's say if I give the one signal to the rain module, so you can see window motor start rotating, and if I give the zero signal to the rain module, then window motor stop rotating. Now next part is temperature sensor. Now you can see the actual temperature value is 37 degrees Celsius. That means the greater than 35 degrees Celsius. So that the fan is start rotating. So if I give the value below to 35 degrees Celsius, then this fan should stop rotating. So you can see fan is stop rotating. Now if I give the higher value above 35 degrees Celsius, then fan should start rotating. Now you can see on the LCD temperature is 36 degrees Celsius and fan start rotating. So this is the basic flow of this project. Now we will see how to design this circuit in the Proteus software. So before start the next part, I request you please subscribe my channel. You can see currently I have 781 subscriber and 1690 public watch hour. And to verify my channel on the YouTube, I require the 1000 subscriber and the 4000 watch hour. And this is only possible with the help of you, with your support. So please click on the subscribe button and click on the like button. Also it also beneficial for you if you subscribe my channel, because you can see up till now I have uploaded the more than 14 video on Raspberry Pi, on the Arduino, and all the video are very unique. You will not find any video on the YouTube like this one. So if you want to learn the Raspberry Pi or Arduino from me from the scratch to from zero to hero, then please watch my video, watch my complete video. Each video I will provide all video link in the description. So before we start the circuit design, it is very necessary to give you idea about what are the different types of software required in this project. So first software we require is Arduino. So if you don't have the Arduino IDE, then you should first watch my this video, car accident detection system using Arduino. So in this video I already explained you how to install the Arduino, the Proteus software, then how to install this Arduino IDE in your laptop. So it is very important, you should have the Arduino IDE in your laptop, and for that you should watch this video. Now next part is you require the Arduino library for the Proteus software. So how to install this Arduino library in the Proteus software also I have explained in my car accident detection video. So please watch this video so that you will get idea about how to install the Arduino IDE in your laptop, also Arduino Proteus software in your laptop. So please watch this video. So after you watch this video, you will get Arduino IDE also and Arduino Proteus software library in your laptop. Okay, that's the first part. Now next software you require this Proteus 8.9 or any Proteus version. So if you don't have the Proteus version, just go to the YouTube and search free Proteus version. So you will get many video. I use the Proteus 8.9 software, so you should also download the Proteus 8.9 software. Now next part is you require the next library is PIR sensor and the range sensor library. So how to install this PIR sensor range sensor library I will tell you in this video. So I will give you Google Drive link of my project. So once you download this link, you will get the zip file. You have to unzip that file. So once you unzip that file, you will get Arduino library also, gas library also, then GSM and GPS library also. So once you download that library, first you have to install the gas sensor library. First you have to gas sensor library already installed by using this video, car accident detection video. Now I will install the PIR sensor library in your laptop. So how to install? You have to first download this folder from my project. Now go to this folder, PIR sensor Proteus library. After you go to this folder, select all this file, then right click, then copy. So copy, I have copied all this file. Then go to the C drive, then go to the lab program files, then go to the labs and electronics, and if you have Proteus 8.9, then you will get this Proteus 8 professional folder. Then go to the data, then go to the library and right click here and paste here. So once you paste here, it will not ask you replace, it will directly paste your whatever the file. I already paste my file, so that it will give me this window like replace all the files. Okay, now we have installed the PIR sensor library. Now next part is how to install the range sensor library. So you have to follow the same process. Download this folder from my Google Drive link, then double click on this folder, copy all this file, then go to the C drive, then go to the program files, then labs and electronics, then Proteus 8, then data, and then library, and set date, right click and paste. So once you paste, all your range sensor library get installed in your Proteus software. So in this way you have to install the range sensor library, you have to install the PIR sensor library, the gas sensor library, and also the Arduino library. So all this folder you will get from my Google Drive link. So this is the software installation process. Now we will move to how to design this circuit in your Proteus software. Now if you want to create a new project in the Proteus software, just right click on this Proteus software and click on run as administrator. Then click on yes. Then after that click on new project. Then give your project name here, just like home automation. Then give your path. Then click on next. Then click on next. Select this, create a schematic. Then click on next. Select this, do not create a PCB layout. Then click on next. Then select no firmware project. Then click on next and click on finish. So you will get this blank window. Now we will see how you can create this LCD model with your Arduino software. So if you want to take the Arduino, just go to the component mode, then click on P and type here Arduino. So Arduino Uno. So if you have installed the Arduino software in your Protea, if you install the Arduino library in Protea software by using this my video car accident, then you will get Arduino in your Protea software. Then click on OK and click on here and place here. So once you place here, now next part is we have to select the LCD. So to select the LCD, go to component mode, then click on P and type here LCD 16x2. Then select this LCD and click on OK and place that LCD here. Now next part is you have to first connect all the default pin to each Arduino pin. So go to the terminal mode, then click on default and place all the pin one by one in front of all Arduino pins. So you can see I am placing one by one all the default pin. Now at this side pin you have to rotate. So click on this arrow and select all the pins. Then right click and rotate 180 degree. Then after that connect one by one all the pin. Okay, once you connect all the default pin, you have to give the name to default pin. So first name is RX, so give your name RX. Second name is TX, so give your name TX. You have to double click on the default pin and give the name 2. Then double click on the default pin, give the name 3. Instead of 2, just give your name GPIO2. So it will give the sign that this is GPIO pin. Then GPIO3. Then GPIO5, GPIO4, then GPIO5, then GPIO6, then GPIO7, GPIO8, GPIO9, then GPIO 10, then GPIO 11, GPIO 12, GPIO 13, then here A5, then S4, then A3, then A2, then A1, then A0. Now first part is you have to connect the RW pin to the ground. So if you want to take the ground, go to terminal mode, then click on ground and place the ground pin here. And connect the ground pin to here. Now next part is we have to connect all the pins to the default pin. So go to terminal mode, click on default, select pin one by one. Let's say this pin, rotate 180 degree, right click on this pin, rotate anti-clockwise, then shift that pin in front of RS, then right click, copy to clipboard, paste here in front of enable, right click, paste here in front of D4, right click, paste here in front of D5, right click, paste here in front of D6, right click, paste here in front of D7. Now connect one by one pin, this one to this to this. Okay, now next part we have to connect this RS pin, enable and D4 to D7 pin to the Arduino. So RS pin should be connected to GPIO4. So double click on this pin and give your name GPIO4. So this name should be identical. So this name should be identical with this name. So GPIO4, double click here GPIO5, double click here GPIO6, double click here GPIO7, then GPIO8 and here GPIO9. Click on OK. So in this way we have completed the LCD with Arduino. Now next part we will see how to connect the gas sensor with your Arduino. So if you want to take the gas sensor, go to the component mode, then click on P and type here MQ3. So type here gas. So you can see gas. Once I type gas, the MQ3 sensor is here. Click on OK and place that gas sensor here. Then after that you have to connect the VCC and ground pin of this gas sensor. So to take the VCC, go to the terminal mode, then to take the ground, go to the terminal mode and click on ground and place the ground here. Then after that connect that ground to here. Now output pin should be connected to Raspberry Pi, so you require the default pin here. So go to the terminal mode, then click on default and place the default pin here. Right click on this pin, rotate anti-clockwise, then connect that pin to here. Now VCC pin should be connected to VCC. So go to generated mode, click on DC and place the DC pin here and connect that DC pin to here. After that double click on this pin and give your voltage 5 and click on OK. Now double click on this pin, you have to load the hex file of gas sensor. So double click on this sensor, then click on this folder and go to the gas sensor library. So you should require the gas sensor library. So this one is gas sensor library and select this hex file gas sensor temp, click on OK and click on OK here. After that you have to connect the test pin. So you require test pin. So go to the component mode, then click on P and type here logic state. So once you type logic state, you require this one and click on OK and place that logic state here. So with this logic state we will give 1 or 0 signal to gas sensor. So after that you have to connect this gas sensor pin to the Arduino pin. So Arduino 11 number pin used as a gas sensor pin. So double click on this pin and give your name GPIO 11 and click on OK. So in this way we have completed the gas sensor connection with Arduino. Now next part is we will see the range sensor connection to Arduino. So you require the range sensor here. So go to again the component mode, then click on P and type here range sensor. So once you type range sensor, select this range sensor and click on OK and place that range sensor here. After that you have to do the same VCC pin to the VCC. So go to generated mode, click on DC and place that DC pin here. Then connect that DC pin to VCC pin. Then double click on this DC pin and give your voltage 5. Click on OK. Then after that ground pin should be connected to ground. So go to the terminal mode, then click on ground and place that ground here and connect that ground to here. Now after that output pin should be connected to Arduino. So go to terminal mode, then click on default and place that default pin here. Now connect that pin to default pin. Now range sensor pin should be connected to GPIO 12. So double click on this pin and give your voltage, give your name GPIO 12 and click on OK. Now test pin should be connected to logic state. So go to the component mode and select logic state from here and place that logic state here. Then right click on the logic state, rotate 180 degree, then connect that logic state to here. After that you have to load the hex file into this gas sensor. So double click on this gas sensor, go to the program files and then go to your gas sensor library. So you require the range sensor library. So go to the range sensor and select this range sensor temp hex and click on open and click on OK. So in this way we have completed the range sensor part. Now next part is we will connect the PIR sensor. So how to connect PIR sensor? Again go to the component mode, then click on P and type here PIR sensor. Now select any one PIR sensor and click on OK and place that PIR sensor here. So right click on this PIR sensor, rotate 180 degree and shift here. So next part is same, you have to connect the VCC out and ground and test pin. So again do the same method. First connect the ground. Now connect the VCC pin. Now next part is you have to connect the VCC pin. So go to the generated mode and then click on DC and place the DC pin here. Now connect this VCC pin to here. So double click on this pin and give your voltage 5. Click on OK. Now next part is output pin should be connected to Arduino pin. So go to the terminal mode, then click on default and place the default pin here. Now connect that default pin to this. Now you have to connect this pin to Arduino pin. So So this default pin should be connected to GPIO 10 of Arduino. So double click on this default pin and give your name GPIO 10. Then click on OK. Now test pin should be connected to logic state. So go to the component mode, then click on this logic state and place that logic state here. Then after that you have to connect this logic state to here. So after that you have to load the hex file into PR sensor. So double click on this PR sensor, go to this folder and select this PR sensor X file. So you will find PR sensor X file here. So select this X file, click on open and click on OK. So in this way PR sensor connection is completed. Now the next part is we have to connect the LED module to Arduino controller. So how to take the LED? Just go to the component mode, then click on P and type here LED. So type here red LED. So once you type, select this red LED and click on OK and place that LED here. So I will take the three LED at a time. Then after that you have to connect one LED, each one LED one by one to one pin, common pin, then second pin also common. Then this part of LED, that is negative part, should be connected to ground. So go to the terminal mode, then click on ground and place the ground pin here and connect that ground pin here. And this part should be connected to Arduino. So go to terminal mode, then click on default and place that default pin here and connect that default pin here. Arduino pin is number 2, that is connected to LED. So double click on this pin and give here name GPIO 2 and click on OK. So in this way we have completed the LED part. Now next part is buzzer module. So to select the buzzer, go to the component mode, then click on P and type here buzzer. Then select this buzzer, sound via DC operated buzzer, output via sound card, and click on OK and place that buzzer here. Now double click on this buzzer and give your voltage 5 because it will work on the 5 voltage and click on OK. Now this part, first point of buzzer should be connected to VCC. So go to generated mode, then click on DC supply and place that buzzer here. Now connect this pin to here. Now double click on this pin and give your voltage 5. Now next part of buzzer should be connected to NPN transistor. So go to the component mode, then click on P and type here NPN. After that you type NPN, we have to select this transistor, NPN bipolar transistor or NPN generic transistor, anyone you can select and click on OK and place the transistor here. Now select one pin to here, connect this. Negative part of an NPN transistor should be connected to ground. So go to terminal mode, then click on ground and place the ground pin here and connect this here. Now this point of NPN transistor should be connected to Arduino. So go to a component mode, then click on default and place the default pin here. Now connect the default pin to here. Now transistor pin should be connected to GPIO 3 of Arduino. So double click here and give here name GPIO 3 and click on OK. So in this way buzzer part also completed. Now next part is GSM module. So if you want to take the GSM module, go to the component mode, then click on P and type here GSM. So once you type GSM, you have to take the GSM 900 and click on OK and place that GSM here. Again right click on this GSM, rotate and clockwise. So this GSM should be here. Now double click on the GSM. First you have to load the X file. So go to this program files and go to the your folder. Then click on the GSM X file and click on OK and click on OK here. Now RX pin of the GSM should be connected to TX pin of Arduino. So this is the TX pin. So if you want to connect the TX pin, go to the component mode, then click on default and place the default pin here. Now connect this RX pin to TX pin here. This pin. Now double click here and give your name TX and click on OK. Now you can see this TX pin is same as this TX pin. Now TXD pin of GSM module should be connected to terminal. So if you want to take the serial terminal, go to the this mode, go to this one and select here say virtual terminal and place that virtual terminal here. Now TX pin of this virtual terminal should be connected to RxD pin of this virtual terminal. So connect this pin to RxD pin. Now double click on this virtual terminal and give your baud rate as 9600 and click on OK. So in this way we have completed the GSM part also. Now we will take the LM35 temperature sensor part. So if you want to take the temperature sensor, go to the again component mode, then click on P and type here LM35. Then select this temperature sensor and click on OK and place the temperature sensor here. Now first pin of temperature sensor should be connected to VCC pin. So go to generated mode and click on DC and place the DC pin here. Now select the DC pin to here, double click on this pin and give your voltage 5. Now next part, third pin of this temperature sensor should be connected to ground. So go to the terminal mode and click on ground and place the ground here. Connect the ground to here. Now second part of LM sensor should be connected to Arduino analog pin. So take the default pin first, place the default pin here, right click, rotate 180 degree, connect the default pin here. Now double click on this pin and give your name A5. So A5 means that this A5 pin gets connected with Arduino A5 pin. Now next part we have to take the motor pin. So for motor module we require L29 3D module. So go to the component mode, then click on P and type here L29 3D. And after that select this L29 3D and click on OK and place that L29 3D here. Then first you have to connect the enable pin. First you have to connect VCC pin to the VCC. So go to generated mode, then click on DC and plus DC here and connect all the pin here. This one. Then enable pin should be connected to VCC. This enable pin also. Now ground pin should be connected to ground. So go to component mode, then click on ground and place the ground here and connect here. Then after that analog input pin should be connected to Arduino. So take 4 default pin at a time. So first default pin, then second default pin, then third one and then fourth one. Now connect one by one pin like this. Now in this way, now next part is output pin should be connected to one DC motor, out 1 and out 2. And if you want to take the DC motor, go to the component mode, then click on P and type here DC motor. And select the DC motor, simple DC motor, and place the DC motor here. Then after that rotate 180 degree, rotate anti-clockwise and place the DC motor here. Now first pin of the DC motor should be connected to here and second pin of the DC motor should be connected to here. Now say again you have to take the another DC motor. So go to component mode, then select the DC motor again from here only, motor, and place that motor pin here. Then right click, rotate anti-clockwise, then connect that pin to here. First pin here and second pin here. Now input 1 pin should be connected to A0 pin of Arduino. So double click on this pin and give your name A0. Then input 2 pin should be connected to A1. So give your name A1. Input 3 pin should be connected to A4. A1, A2, A3 and here A4. So I think in this way we have completed all the part of our circuit. Now you can see in my circuit I have given the box for each component and give the name also. So if you want to do the same, just follow this one. Let's say we have to give the box to this temperature sensor. So let's say we have to give the box this, let's say this motor module. So go to the square box, then click on pin and give the draw the square box here. Then after that if you want to give the name, just go to the A and click on pin and click on here and give your name motor module. And you can increase the size plus first place here. Now go to this arrow, select this motor module. Now you can increase the size and click on OK. Now you can place anywhere you want. So in this way you have to give the box, and you want to you should give the name for each and every module so that it will look like this. So you can see my circuit like look like very neatly and very cleanly. So you can draw arrange this circuit like this one. So I hope in this way we have completed all the part of circuit and you understand the all the circuit designing. Now we will jump to the programming part of this project, and it is very important to learn the programming. Now to create a new program in Arduino software, you require this Arduino IDE. So double click on this Arduino IDE. So click on file and click on new file. So you will get this file. So in this file you will write our code. So I have already written my code. I will open that one. So now this is my code, and we will see importance of each and every line from this code. So first line is hash include liquid crystal dot.h. So basically this is the header file which is used to require for the LCD communication. Now liquid crystal LCD. So this is the line. Here we will define the pin number of our LCD. So you can see first pin is 4, and that's indicate the RS pin. So in circuit you can see the RS pin is connected to GPIO4 of Arduino. So that we have given here RS pin to a GPIO4. Then next pin is indicated to RW pin, that is 5. So you can see in the circuit diagram RW pin enable pin is connected to 5. So that we have given here 5. Now next pin is D4, D5, D6 and D7, which is connected to 6, 7, 8, 9. So in the you can see in the circuit we have connected to D4 to 6, D5 to 7, D6 to 8 and D7 to 9. So that we have defined all the pins here with respect to the pin name. Now next line is constant int LED pin to the 2. Now you can see in the circuit diagram the LED pin is connected to GPIO2, and we have to define that pin in the code. So to define that pin in the code we will use this syntax constant int and this variable name and given 2 number. This constant indicate that the whatever the number in this code for this variable is constant. It will not change throughout the code. Now constant int buzzer pin to the 3. Now you can see in the circuit the buzzer pin is connected to GPIO3. So that we have given here buzzer pin to the 3. Same for PR sensor, same for fire. Fire sensor is nothing but the MQ3 sensor, rain sensor, then temperature pin, then DC motor 1, DC motor 2, 3, 4. So in this way we define all the pin here. Now next part is we have to define some variable which store the status of PR sensor, then fire and then rain sensor. So if the rain sensor detect the output, let's say PR sensor detect the input, then that status should be stored inside one variable, and that variable we define here for the each sensor, and the current value of that variable, that is default value, set as false. Now same for the temperature sensor variable. Now next part is we have to define all the pin as a input or output depend on their operation. So let's say the temperature pin. So temperature pin they are defined as an input because Arduino will detect the input from the temperature sensor, and to detect the any pin as an input or output we will use this logic pin mode, then pin name, and then input or output. So temperature pin as out input pin, so that we have given here pin name, pin mode, then pin name, that is temperature pin as an input. Now next pin is LED pin. LED pin is output pin because Arduino send the signal on the LED pin. So that pin mode, the LED pin, then output. Now the next pin is buzzer pin. So buzzer pin also output, PR sensor as an input, fire as an input, rain sensor as an input, all the DC pin as output. So in this way we have defined all the pin as an input or output. Now next point is we have to define the baud rate. So to define the baud rate we will use this line serial.begin and 9600. Now to define the LCD for 16 cross 2 we will use this line LCD.begin 16 cross 2. Now we have to first print home automation on the first line, then on the second line we have to print the system. So with this LCD.print function we have to print the message. Now while loop. So whatever the code inside this while loop, it will execute infinite number of times. So this is the main code. So first line is digital read PR sensor. So PR sensor send the 1 or 0 signal if the person is detected. So 1 means that the person is detected and 0 means the person is not detected. So whatever the status from the PR sensor, that will be read with this function digital read. Then that status should be stored into the variable. Now with the same logic we have to store the status for the gas sensor. We have to store the status for the rain sensor, and that status will be read from with this way, with this function, and that status will be stored respect to the variable. Now next line is analog read. So analog read is a basically function which is used to read the analog signal. So analog signal is nothing but the temperature sensor pin signal, and that store into the temperature variable, and the temperature should be converted into degrees Celsius. So to convert that value into degrees Celsius, we use this logic, temperature and some formula, and at the output we will get the temperature with this degree logic, that is in degrees Celsius. And to print that value into the LCD, we have to first clear the LCD, then LCD dot print that the temperature, then on the second line of this LCD, LCD dot print, and pass this temperature value to here, and it will print the temperature value on the LCD. After that, if the temperature is greater than 35, so here we are I have designed the logic for the fan. So if the temperature is greater than 35 degrees Celsius, we have to turn on the motor. So to turn on the motor, we will use this logic, digital write. This is the function which is used to set the 0 or 1 signal on the pin, so digital pin. So if you want to send the 1 signal on digital pin, you have to use digital write, then pin name, then high, and digital write, then pin name to low. So D3 and D4. So in the circuit you can see we have connected the DC motor, that is fan, to the D3 and D4, so that this is analog pin A3 and A4. So you can see here D3 and D3 and D4 is nothing but A3 and A4. So variable we are accessing with this pin number. So D3 and D4, where is okay. So if you want to rotate the motor, that is this fan motor, in clockwise direction, then you have to pass the 1 signal on A3 and 0 signal on A4. So if you want to pass the 1 signal on A3, that is the D3 variable, then digital write D3 to high, then digital write D4 to low. So in this way motor start rotating. So let's say if the temperature is less than 35, so we have to stop the motor. So to stop the motor, we have to pass the 0 signal on this both pin. So to pass the 0 signal on this both pin, we will use else logic, and this else logic we will pass 0 signal. So in this way we have completed the DC motor code, that is fan code. So I hope you understand. Now next line is range sensor is equal to high. So if the range sensor detect the 1 signal from this logic state, if the range sensor detect the 1 signal, then we have to start rotate this motor for some time, then we have to stop. So to start to rotate the motor, again we have to send the 1 signal on A0 and 0 signal on A1. So to send the 1 and 0 signal, I already told you, digital write DC motor 1, DC motor 2 pin, high low, and some delay, and after some delay we have to stop the motor. So to stop the motor, again DC1 DC2 to the low signal. So in this way we will rotate the motor and we will stop the motor. And if the range sensor detects the high signal, we have to print range sensor detected on the LCD. So with this logic we will print the message. So let's say if the range sensor does not detect the 1 signal, so if does not detect the 1 signal, then this motor already stopped. So no need to print any signal because we have already stopped the motor here. Now next part is PIR sensor high pin. So PIR sensor high means the person is detected. So if the person is detected, we have to print the message on the LCD, that is person is detected. So to print the message, again the same logic, these two line, and then we have to turn on the LED. So to turn on the LED, that is the digital pin, we have to send the high signal. To send the high signal, the simple logic, digital write pin name to the high. So in this way we will turn on the LED. So if the LED is not, if the person is not detected, then this else part will execute, and the else part we will print person is not detected, and we have to turn off the LED. So to turn off the LED, we will use same logic, LED pin, this one, and to the low signal means to turn off the LED. So digital write LED pin to the low. Now next part is fire sensor. So if the fire sensor detect the 1 signal, that is fire detected. So in this case we have to print fire detected on the LCD with this line. Then after that we have to turn on the buzzer. So to turn on the buzzer we will use same logic, digital write, then buzzer pin to the high. So buzzer will start ringing. Then we have to send the message on the serial terminal, that is on GSM module. To send the message on the serial terminal, we will use this line, serial.println, then our AT command. One by one we are sending the AT command. So in this way we will send the message when the fire is detected. So if the fire is not detected, that means we have to stop the buzzer, and fire not detected message should present on the LCD. So to print the any message on LCD, we will use this line, and to stop the buzzer, again the same logic, digital right, buzzer pin and then low. So this is the complete idea behind this code. I hope I have explained each and every line in detail. So if you don't understand, again please watch this video.